Well, I think probably the concerns that have been expressed tonight from the people who are here, who were mainly from the faith communities in Weybridge, are concerns that are well known to me. Many of the people that I saw in the audience are people that I've had regular correspondence with. It's a concern about what's happening to our society. Of course there are concerns about the economy. That's in everybody's thoughts. If we don't get the economy fixed, we can't fix all the other things that need fixing in our society. Concerns about how the churches and the faith groups can play a role in our society. A concern, I think, about big government and how much control we're going to have locally in the future over our local public services. And of course a concern about maintaining those public services in the face of what will be a very difficult time for the public finances.
There are many issues I'd like to address. I've already alluded to public transport in Surrey. We compare that to our neighbour in London. I mean, it's a dismal failure, and unfortunately the local Surrey County Council are reducing the bus services within the area when I think, we should be expanding them. There are other issues that need to be addressed quite quickly, but for the people in this area, flooding is a major issue that they want dealt with and want the investment to ensure that their homes and businesses can continue to be working.
And is there one thing you can promise the people in the constituency if you're elected on May the 6th?
I can't promise anything. I can only do my best. The only thing I will promise is I will be totally honest with what decisions I make and why I make those decisions on behalf of the community who elect me.
The Lib Dems have proposed a massive investment in the railway network, moving funds away from motorway provision and trunk road infrastructure to expand the railway network, including reducing rail fares for commuters. But neither the Conservatives nor Labour have convinced enough people that there is a strong mandate and they have the policies that will take us forward. I think the Conservatives would love to have the expertise of Vince Cable and the Lib Dem Treasury team, and I suspect for them that might be a winning formula. As far as I'm concerned, here in Runnymede and Weybridge, people need to vote based on their convictions. It's not to do with who's going to form the next government, it's who do you want to represent you locally. I live and work in the constituency. I don't and won't have two homes, and I will commute and I will represent the constituency as a Liberal Democrat in a party which will have, probably in a hung parliament, considerable weight on single issue matters.
We would say that there are three main ways of balancing the books. One is, of course, to get out of the European Union, which costs us £120 billion per year. The next one is to stop making laws based on a belief in climate change, which is based on totally suspect and fraudulent science. Until there's been a Royal Commission on that to establish what the truth is, we would be unwise to spend any money on that. The third thing, which is very contentious, as indeed are the other two, is that the public sector will have to cut down substantially. So those are the three main issues, and if we'll try and make an interesting election by having differences on those, because on those three topics, the three old parties agree with each other totally, which is really, really boring, and we will provide a difference.
What have you learned about the concerns of the constituents in Runnymede and Weybridge tonight?
That they have the same opinions as I do, from the sounds of it. There's obviously the whole provision of healthcare that came up quite a bit, which is, as I say, something I feel very strongly because I've worked in sheltered accommodation and I've seen old people who were actually afraid to go to hospital because they thought they would die there. This is why I feel that local hospitals and more localised healthcare is more suitable for that sort of person. You shouldn't have to die in some anonymised hospital where they forget to feed you.